All right, everybody, welcome to Hollywood Sports. What I want to do right now is discuss running the option in NCAA Football 14. EA Sports recently sat down with 3 NCAA Football 14 developers to get their insights on the improvement of the option game. Larry Reinhart is the first one. He began his career at Tiburon in 1999, following a college football career at the University of Florida, where he was a member of the 1996 national champions. He's been a designer for Central Gameplay since 2004. And then there's Michael Scattleberry. He's an 8-year veteran in the gaming industry. He began his career as a part-time Q&A tester and now works as a designer on core football gameplay. He specializes in the balancing and tuning of both NCAA football and Madden NFL. And then the third guy they sit down with is Clint Oldenburg, is a former NFL offensive lineman that joined the team 18 months ago, a former 5th-round pick from Colorado State. Oldenburg played 5 years in the NFL before taking an internship with EA Sports. He's been working on the American football franchise ever since. On the process of improving the option game, the first piece of the option game is making sure the pitch and the read are designed to the correct players. There was a good amount of film study. He said we watched a lot of Missouri, Oregon, and Air Force, Georgia Tech, and Auburn. Those reference points on the spread option and flex bone were big for us. For the different option types, we would then go and break down each readout of different formations. On the major improvements from last year, one of the biggest improvements is that we're displaying the correct read before the snap to show how it's done in real life. Before this year, players really had no idea knowing which guys will be left unblocked helped develop those plays. Last year, there were none of those blocking matchups. There would be plays where multiple defenders were left unblocked. The most improved option play is probably the zone read triple option, which Oregon runs. Open field blocking and wide receiver both got lots of refinement. If you make a cut and alter the direction you're running, your blockers will update their blocking path to give you a chance to break into the second and third levels. Last year, blockers were often picked the wrong guy in the open field and turn around.
They go with the option. He laterals the ball. And he's tackled around the... And he's shoved out of bounds.
On the improved CPU decision making, quarterback decision making has improved tremendously in terms of their read and when to give up the ball. We trained the CPU to pitch at better times and situations so that their plays were more effective. We wanted to get CPU plays outside and around the corner more, so players will try to and get up the field quicker this year. Players will recognize where defenders are and cut at more appropriate times. It's pretty deadly now, and the computer is more confident in the way they call the read option. On modeling the option game after real-life NCAA teams, for something like the spread option, we watched a lot of offensive plays from 2010, 2011, and 2012 later in the process. When we watched those plays, we tried to focus on the defense's defense reaction, and how teams were able to successfully gain yards. Once we modeled our reach blocks on what we saw in the film, the whole run game opened up. The flow of the offense and defensive lines is represented a lot better and than the previous years. In previous years, on changes made to the defensive player assigned to the pitchman would just run to the player that was diving in the option. But when we watch film, we notice that the player would follow the pitchman more often. Without that improvement, it was tough to truly replicate the option game. The spread option is truly dynamic in real life, and now we think our game finally has that.
A step is more than one foot in front of the other. More than a simple step forward to get to a new destination. A destination to gain even the slightest advantage on your opponent in the moments which matter the most. Sometimes you need speed, strength, power. Play out every possible outcome with every step. Spin, juke, jump, cut. The decision is yours. To play true to your school, there's no better achievement. The unpredictable lies ahead. Sometimes, all you need is a step.